U.S. President Donald Trump again defending his administration's early response to the coronavirus outbreak, lashing out at his critics during his daily briefing yesterday. It became into what some call propaganda, but it was certainly an airing of grievances against reporters in the media in particular. He played a video that attacked media coverage and featured clips of state governors praising his administration and said everything we did was right. He also denied rumors he's planning to fire his top coronavirus expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci. What is really raising eyebrows, though, is his latest assertion about the powers of the presidency at this time of crisis. And our senior Washington editor, Lindsay Duncombe, has more on that. That briefing yesterday, Lindsay, was extraordinary. So many things we could talk about, and I know you will address as many as we can, but the whole question about total authority of the president. Let's start there.
Yeah, really, when you look at all of the moments in the Trump presidency, this one certainly does stand out. There are a couple of reasons, Heather, why we saw Trump appear so angry, both in terms of the media and in terms of the state governors. When it comes to the media, this briefing took place after several media outlets put out detailed reporting about Trump's really failure to respond in the beginning of this crisis and the consequences that has had. And when it comes to the governors, he came to the briefing room just after governors in the United States in two groups, one on the West Coast and one on the East Coast, said they were joining forces to determine together, with the help of experts, when the economies in their regions could safely open up. But Donald Trump said that's his call to make, and here's how he put it.
When somebody's the president of the United States, the authority is total, and that's the way it's got to be. The president of the United States calls the shots. If we weren't here for the states, you would have had a problem in this country like you've never seen before. We were here to back them up, and we've more than backed them up. We did a job that nobody ever thought was possible.
This is the same president that says that he takes no responsibility for what was happening in the country and deflected that responsibility to the governors. The governors today are pushing back, pointing out rightly that when it comes to the U.S. Constitution, this is a power that is held by the states, and saying that if the president were to make an unsafe order, then they wouldn't abide by it. Here's Governor Cuomo from New York.
If he ordered me to reopen in a way that would endanger the public health of the people of my state, I wouldn't do it.
So what does all of this mean, Heather, for Americans who are trapped inside their homes wanting to know if it is safe to go out? There are some consistencies in this power spat between the two of them. Both the White House and the states all say that they don't want to make any decisions about ending the shutdown orders until it's safe to do so. What we're expecting from the White House today is an announcement of a new task force with doctors and business leaders to really put that guidance out. And when it comes to the federal government, that's what they can do. They can put out CDC guidance, as we've seen with the orders that are in place right now, and that can guide the governors as they make their decisions. So it is a bit confusing in this confusing and anxious time for Americans to watch their president get into a power struggle with governors, but ultimately the power to make the state-by-state decisions does rest with the states.
Thank you, Lindsay. Appreciate your sorting that out for us. Senior Washington editor Lindsay Duncombe.